You got to be careful because you'll crave. You'll crave. And the Bible says Gideon did not go after somebody, but God sent somebody to Gideon. He said, Gideon, I had a dream. Oh, listen. Listen. The dream was bread, a loaf of bread rolled down into the camp of the Midianites. And the bread overtook the army of the Midianites. And the interpretation was, Gideon, God is going to give you victory. And some people will say Gideon is the bread. But I want to lift to you that Gideon is not the bread. Gideon was wrapped up in the bread. Jesus is the bread of life. The bread symbolizes a word. Gideon is wrapped up in what God said. Not. I'm sorry, y'all. God started preaching this thing to me last night before I got here. To the bell, tell your neighbor, I'm getting ready to get the biggest victory I've ever gotten because I wrap myself up in the word. Timing is everything. You ain't got but 300. You ain't got but 300. But timing is everything. We're going to hit the military in the middle of the night. With our 300, we're going to catch the enemy while he's asleep. Because timing is everything. When the men came to David to help David fight, you had the Benjamites that could fight with their left and their right. You had them from the tribe of Zebulun. You had all these strong men. But Issachar was small in leadership. But the Bible said they had the understanding of the time. Tell your neighbor, timing is everything. And tell your neighbor, I thought God was holding me back. Tell your neighbor, I thought God was holding up my blessing. But he was posturing me in perfect timing. Because there's some things you wish would have happened before now and you thought was going to happen before now. You expected it to happen before now. And it didn't. But because you waited on God, there are some demons that you would have had to fight if you would have did it earlier that you won't have to fight now. Oh, that's a good hand clap right there. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. There's some lessons you ain't going to have to learn while doing it. Hallelujah. I tell your neighbor, I'm glad God held it back from me. No, really. No, listen, you said that you was talking about an accident or trauma or disaster. No, I'm talking about something you wanted. Now tell them, I'm glad God held it back from me. Come on down there. Come on down there. Got in there, camp. With a pitcher, a glass pitcher, and a torch. They went down there making noise. And the enemy was confused because of the noise. And because of the light, they seemed bigger than what they were. Because of the light of God in your life, the enemy sees you bigger than what you really are. I know it's been a testing period. It's been a weeding out. There's been a purging in your life. Oh, glory be to God. Some things that you started off in this year that you thought you were never going to have to go through. There's some things you never want to see again. But it was necessary. It was imperative. It was God. He's more committed to his glory than he is your comfortability. And if he says to you that you're mighty, you're mighty. If he calls you strong, you're strong. And out of all the people who started out of all the people that put their hand to do it, out of all the people who started the race, no matter how you feel about yourself, when God looks at you, he says, you made the cut. There many scenes that are shot in a movie. I'm looking at Derek and Ebony. They've played extras and different movie scenes, but they know when they walk away from the set, there's a great possibility that they won't make the feature presentation. But oh, what it is when the feature presentation comes. And you can say, I may not be in the lead role. I may not be a supporting actor, but I made the cut. You don't have to be the strongest. You don't have to be the brightest. The race is not given to the swift nor to the strong, but to them that endure to the end. You'll make the cut. I know the announcement went out, and the enemy said you did not win. Can you look over this last year? And many of y'all can look at it with the wrong vision and says, this was a failure. It didn't work out. But I see Steve Harvey coming back on the center of your stage. Said, I misread the diagnosis. Somebody said you didn't make it. But what God has for you, the enemy got to give up your crown. Let me hear you. Y'all know I had to bring it in some kind of way. Can I tell you something? Let me tell you something. Just us talking. Just us. I feel good in my spirit. I got the best way I can describe it. Somebody got a jacket. I got a jacket somewhere. Stay right there, Brittany. The best way I can describe it is when you get a revelation. You get a revelation about what God has said about you. It's like God comes up to you with a garment and a blanket called peace. Shabbat. Brittany said, Walter, it's my time. How many have felt yourself look like in one battle after the next? I'm finished, y'all. I know I preached long today. I've been gone for 2 weeks. I'm sorry. How many be honest with me? You feel like you just been in one battle after the next. You say, I just need a break. I just need a break emotionally. How many can be honest? No more tears left for 2015. No more tears. No more tears. How many just feel like I just need a mental break? Come on, just raise your hand, because it's a bunch of us in here. Sometimes you need to see other people's hands. Minister Sonia, you took on a whole lot of kids this year. How many of y'all got in y'all's house now? 9? Yeah, just a mental break. Do you understand? Because you're not one of those people who always looking for somebody to do for you. You're the one that's always doing for others. And sometimes you just feel like, man, I just need a break. But this is what God has done for me, and I pray he does it to you. Just blanket you. Just blanket you with peace. He says, listen what God says. Now he says, I don't just give you peace. He said, peace I leave with you. But then it's almost like he takes off his peace and says, my peace I give to you. What kind of peace does God have? Peace that cannot be tainted. Peace that cannot be disturbed. Because God is so God, there's nothing that shocks him, nothing takes him off surprise, nothing disturbs him, nothing makes him frantic, nothing makes him fearful. He says, I'm going to give you that kind of peace, that there's no news that's going to come to you, there's no information, there's nothing that's going to hit your life that's going to disturb your peace.